We are recording.
Okay. So it looks like it's just me and you, Glenn.
Looks like it.
So I went through the warrant and everything looks good. It's a very small warrant. Usually the first warrant of the fiscal year is usually pretty low, just basically payroll related items. So.
Yeah, and they, well, as you know, they had some issues with the closing out and kicking off of the new fiscal year. So I think may finally get that sorted out late Wednesday night.
Yeah, I actually talked to her yesterday, and she's actually opened it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically all they had for payroll was payroll for the warrant for this week. So they'll make up for it next week, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've already seen a whole lot of requisitions.
Oh, I'm sure the first
yeah,
week everyone's like loading up.
Everyone's spending money. So from my report, of course, it was a short week with the holiday. So and I had taken Monday off. So not a lot to report out on. I spent most of my week, of course, with the munis issues, trying to assist and help with that as much as I could. Also spending as much time as I can with Lisa, since her days are numbered. So trying to get as much coordination with her to get the information about current projects, pending projects, and the funding sources, and making sure that we have a good handle on all of that, so when she leaves, we don't drop the ball on anything. So that work will continue between myself, her, and of course her staff, being the water superintendent and wastewater and highway foreman. So and also Jana in economic development, because a lot of the track in particular, not the track, the walking path trail is Jana's done a lot of work on that. Mm-hmm. So just focusing on making sure that we get all of the information from Lisa prior to her last day, which is the end of the month sometime. So, and working with finance as well on that. And then some internal human resource type of stuff going on, dealing with, and that is pretty much it. The Christian Ridge Road project started yesterday. So Christian Ridge is under construction and will be for the next several weeks. And yeah, in May was able to get FY24 open, and still working with finance. So they're still working on finishing up the audit stuff, so that they can get that wrapped up. And for the upcoming, for Ann's report, just for the upcoming council meeting next week, or a week from Monday, you'll see the TAN bid on there, and she's currently working on getting those bids for that. She has, I think, 3 or 4 of them, but she's still working on 1 or 2 others to get the best, hopefully get the best rate possible for that. She's got an investment policy, which we haven't even discussed yet. We will obviously before Monday, but that she's working on, that she'll be presenting to the council, and that's pretty much it from her side. Again, just the audit, still working on the audit stuff, and that was the other thing I was thinking of. Working with planning, the planning office on 2 different fronts. One, working on Green Lake mooring ordinance information. We met with Dale and Michelle last week, myself, Jana, and Matt, and so doing some work on that. So that's likely to come back to the council in August for some feedback and information on a possible mooring ordinance. And then also working with Matt on the new legislation that passed regarding housing and density and subsidy for developers, and we do have to make some changes in order to meet the wording of the legislation. There are going to have to be some changes to our ordinances and some of the zoning stuff. So Matt's started the conversation with the planning board. We have till January of '24 to actually make the changes. Matt's started the conversation with the planning board at the last planning board meeting, and he's going to be reaching out. Well, he reached out to Dale already, but to the whole council to set up a workshop with the planning board to work through the new laws and what changes we need to implement into the ordinances so that he can get the wording appropriate and what the council and planning board agree upon to move that forward, hopefully September or October. So we have plenty of time to get that worked out before the deadline of January. So.
Excellent.
So, other than that, we interviewing for a deputy clerk position. So those interviews have been going on. We just hired a new employee for the transfer station, and we've hired one truck driver / laborer for the highway department. So they, the only vacancy they have now is their newly created vacancy, and the fire department has already hired. They already went through the hiring process and has made an offer, I believe. I'm not sure if it's. I think they made the offer yesterday, and the employee accepted it to fill their newly created firefighter position.
Wow.
So we were quickly able to fill all of those vacancies, and just like I said, the one truck driver laborer for the highway department, the new one is the only one currently that we'll be looking at.
Sweet.
So, other than that, just busy.
Anybody in the audience? Oh, yes, Mark?
Is Juniper Cemetery on the July agenda by chance?
It's not on July. She's still working with the folks at Juniper Ridge to. Juniper. I don't know why I said Juniper. Juniper to again, our first preference is to find someone else in the organization to take the reins. So they're still trying to see if that's at all possible, but it's likely to be on the August agenda. Because they don't seem to be having much luck. So
They being their board?
yeah, they being our finance department, Christina working with Mary and the folks who still have some limited ties to the cemetery. So we're likely to probably see it in August if they don't have any success. So.
I know a retired chairmaker that, maybe he wants to step up and, oh.
Who's busy enough at Woodbine?
Oh, okay, all right. What's just a couple more?
Pulling family shrubs.
That's right.
And that's it. You have any questions?
I do not.
Mark, you have any other questions? Then, if everyone's good, I will turn off the recording.
Fastest finance committee meeting ever.